All right, let's talk about automation. In business today, it's not a nice to have, it's pretty much essential. And for years, the name everyone knew was Zapier. But it's 2026 now. So the real question is, are they still the top dog? Or are we all just paying what some are calling a legacy tax without even thinking about it? Okay, let's dive in and find out if it's finally time to make a switch. This one question just cuts right through all the noise, doesn't it? It's that feeling, that little nagging voice in the back of your head when you look at your monthly software bill. You're wondering, am I really getting the best deal here? We're asking if the original gangster of automation is actually worth that premium price anymore, especially in a world that's just completely different now. I bet you know this feeling. You build out a nice, simple workflow, it's all running perfectly, and then, bam, you get a surprise bill. Why? Because you blew past some task limit that was buried in the fine print. Look, if you've ever felt like your automation tool is literally punishing you for growing your business, trust me, you are not alone. So let's actually break down what this Zapier tax really is, because it's not just about the sticker price. It's about a fundamental problem with their whole business model, one that really, really hurts small and growing businesses. Basically, you're getting charged for every single tiny little action your automation takes. Every lookup, every filter, every email sent. And this right here, this is the heart of the problem. It's the task trap. See, Zapier's model was built for a much simpler time. But today, a single workflow can have tons of steps, and paying for each one just doesn't scale. It actually makes you not want to build smarter, more complex automations because you know it's just going to cost you more. I mean, this analogy just says it all, right? It's kind of absurd when you think about it. We live in a world of unlimited everything. Unlimited data, unlimited calls. Paying per task for automation feels so old school, like paying for every single megabyte you use on your phone. It's a model that's totally out of step with how the world works now. So let me ask you, does any of this sound familiar? Are you just sick of paying for every single step in your workflows? Frustrated that AI feels like some expensive bolt-on feature? Do you waste hours trying to find one little error in a long Zap? Or what about being locked out of essential apps like Shopify unless you pony up for a premium plan? And deep down, do you just feel stuck? Like leaving is just too much of a hassle? If you're nodding along, well, you're exactly why this conversation is happening. But here's the really good news in all of this. The entire market has shifted right under Zapier's nose. There's a whole new wave of tools out there. Tools that were built from scratch for the world we live in today. A world of massive data, powerful AI, and just unlimited possibilities. The game has totally changed, and it's time to meet the new players. Just look at the difference between the old world and the new. We're going from this restrictive per-task billing to super generous volume-based, or even completely unlimited plans. We're moving away from tools where AI was just an afterthought to platforms that are AI native, where AI is in their DNA. And we're ditching those expensive paywalls for the amazing freedom of open source. It's a brand new world for automation, and it's time to start exploring. Okay, so who are these new champions? I want to introduce you to 4 of the heaviest hitters on the market right now, and each one has its own unique superpower that takes a direct shot at Zapier's old way of doing things. So get ready, because you're about to make the future of automation. First up, we've got Gumloop. Now, this isn't just another automation tool. Think of it as an AI native platform. This is what happens when you build an automation tool in the age of ChatGPT. It doesn't just shuffle data from point A to point B, it can actually understand it, summarize it, and analyze it as it goes. It gives you insights you probably never even thought were possible. What really makes Gumloop stand out is its AI assistant, which they call Gummy. You can literally just chat with it, tell it what you want, and it builds the workflow for you. It's wild. It's got native support for all the latest and greatest AI models, and this is huge, it lets you bring your own API key. That little feature can save you an absolute fortune on any of your AI-powered tasks. Next up, let's talk about the undisputed king of value, Make. You might remember them as Integromat. So if your biggest concern is getting the absolute most bang for your buck, the most power and flexibility you can for your money, well, Make is probably the answer you've been searching for. And whoa, just look at this chart. The difference is, it's just dramatic. For about half the price of Zapier's starter plan, Make gives you more than 13 times the amount of operations. It's not even a fair fight. This one visual says everything. Seriously, what could your business do with that much more power? But what if you could just stop counting tasks? Like, forever? That's the incredible promise of Pabbly Connect. This is the ultimate escape for anyone who is just sick and tired of worrying about usage limits and getting hit with surprise overage fees. It is, quite literally, freedom from the task trap. And they are not subtle about it. This promise is their entire identity. For businesses that do a ton of volume, think marketing agencies, e-commerce stores processing thousands of orders, this isn't just a nice little feature. It's a complete game changer. Just imagine never having to worry about your automation bill ever again, no matter how fast your business grows. And finally, for those of you who want the ultimate power, total control, and complete data privacy, there's NNN. This is an open source or fair code platform that you can actually host on your own servers. And that effectively blows up the whole per task cost model completely. It means you are in 100% control of your data and your costs. Right. Look at this number. I just want you to let that sink in for a second. $6 for 50,000 executions. That same volume on Zapier would cost you thousands of dollars. With a self-hosted N8N setup, your only real cost is the server, which can be as cheap as $6 a month. The savings they're just staggering. Okay, so we've looked at some incredibly powerful options. But the big question is, which one is right for you? So let's jump into a quick playbook that'll help you make a decision based on what your business actually needs. Because remember, this isn't about finding the single best tool. It's about finding the right tool for the job. You ready to find your perfect match? Honestly, it's pretty simple when you break it down. Running high-volume lead funnels, Pabbly's Unlimited plan is a no-brainer. Dealing with complex e-commerce orders and logic makes Visual Builders just way better for that. Are you creating tons of content using AI? Gumloop is really the only choice. And if you need total control over your data and privacy is paramount, self-hosting NAN is the way to go. And you know, all of this really points to a much bigger trend we're seeing. The era of the one-size-fits-all generalist tool, it's basically over. The future of automation is specialized. Smart businesses are now building a stack of the best tools for each specific job. So what does that mean for you? It means you can build an automation system that's more powerful, way more efficient, and a heck of a lot more affordable than ever before. And this table right here really gives you the final verdict. Sure, Zapier is still super reliable, you gotta give them that, but its value and its AI power have fallen way, way behind. The new leaders like Gumloop, Pabbly, and Make are just dominating on the things that matter most in 2026, getting the most value for your money and having true native AI power. The only question left is, are you ready to join the revolution? So if there's one thing you take away from all this, let it be this. Continuing to overpay for automation is now a choice that you're making, not a bill you're forced to pay. The alternatives are here. They're powerful, they're mature, and they are absolutely ready for your business. It's time to stop paying the Zapier tax and start investing that money back into your own growth. And that really just leaves us with one final and kind of exciting question. Because this isn't just about saving a few bucks. It's about taking that money and reinvesting it back into your business. So when you stop paying the tax, what new projects, what new growth, what new ideas are you going to unlock? The possibilities? Well, they're pretty much endless.